Hello students, myself Lubnanas, Assistant Professor in Commerce, Government First Grade College, Balkapur. As you all know, we have already one video on Unit 5 Marketing Channels and Sales Promotion. This is the continuation of that. In this video, I'm going to deal about the session 48, 49 and 50. The last three sessions I'm going to discuss in this video. So let us start. First of all, retailing. Introduction and meaning of the retailing. What retailing is? Okay. Here, introduction. Retailing is a set of activities performed in selling the goods and services directly to the end users. As you all know, here retailing is a set of activities performed in selling the goods and services directly to the end users. Means the retailers are directly connected, or we can say here directly selling the goods to the end user, consumers. Okay. The goods and services sold to the consumers are meant for their personal use but not for resale or business activity. Whatever the retailer is selling the goods, it is only for the personal use. Means the customer or the consumer who is buying the goods from the retailer is for his personal use, not for reselling the products. Okay. Next, retailing is the last activity conducted in the chain of product distribution down to the consumers. What is retailing here? Retailing is the last activity conducted. Means in the distribution channel, retailer is the last intermediary who is directly contacting to the consumer and selling the goods. Okay. See the definition here. According to Cundiff and Still, retailing consists of those activities involved in selling directly to ultimate consumers. The same thing here. Retailing consists of those activities involved in selling directly to the ultimate consumers. To the ultimate consumers, retailer is selling the goods here. Okay. Next here, importance of retailing. There are many importance of retailing, or retail stores are having importance here. First of all, sale to ultimate consumers of the products. Okay, the retailers are selling the goods to the ultimate consumer, the final consumers of that products. Second one is here, a convenient form of selling quantity wise. Here quantity wise products are available only in the retail stores. Okay, in the wholesalers they are not selling in the smaller quantities. The retailers, they are taking or purchasing the goods in bulk from the wholesalers and dividing, or here making the smaller quantities and making convenient to purchase the smaller quantity to the consumers. Next one is here, convenient place and location. We can see here all over the world, the different places. In all the places we can see the retail shops, okay, which will be convenient to the customers. Next one is here, the lifestyle of the people are shaped by the retailing. In retail store, all the type of products are available which is needed for the daily lifestyle of the consumers. Next one is, retail businesses contribute to the economy. As a part of the economy, retail business is also contributing something to the economy, because here next one we can say here, retailers provide maximum employment. We can see every here and there retail shops. That is why most of the people are having the retail employment in the retail businesses. Okay, that is why it is contributing something to the economy. Next here, provides comfort and facilities for shopping. Comfortably we can purchase the goods. We means the consumers can purchase the goods in the retail stores. All kind of commodities, all kind of products are available in their locality itself, in the retail shop. Next one is here, retailing offers scope for expansion in other countries. In every places retailers are there. Every corner of the world we can see the retail stores. That is why retail offers scope for expansion in other countries also. Okay, in other countries also we can start the retail stores. Okay, these are the importance of retail stores. Or next we see here types of retailers. Okay, there are different types of retailers. First one is here store retailing. Five types in this we have covered the five types of retailing. One is here store retailing. What is store retailing? Name itself tells store. This includes different types of retail stores. Means retail shops or stores are there, like departmental stores, specialty stores, supermarkets, convenience stores. Like this, different types of stores. In that stores, the retailing takes place. Consumer comes to those stores and purchase the goods. The second one is a non-store retailing, which is opposite of the first one. What it is? Non-store retailing is a type of retailing where the transaction happens outside the conventional shops or stores. Outside the conventional shops or stores means on roads we can say here different types of products are available. That is also a retail marketing, but a specific stores are not available. The third one is your corporate retailing. It involves retailing through corporate channels like chain store, franchisee and merchandising conglomerates. Means here corporate retailing means for a specific product, for the highly valuable products, corporate channels like chain stores, franchisee, their specific, we can say, a retail stores are available. That is called as a corporate retail. Next one is here internet retailing. Internet retailing, all of you know, e-commerce, online purchasing, all comes under the internet retailing. Internet retailing or online retailing works on a similar concept of selling small quantities of goods to the final consumers, but they serve to a larger market and does not have a physical retail outlet where the consumers can go and touch or try the product. Like the here smaller retail shops that here and there we are seeing, it is also a retailing only, but here specific place is not there. Internet retailing or online retailing works on a similar concept of selling small quantity. In every quantity we are having the goods available in the internet, means in online shopping, but we can't see these physical retail outlets. Okay, and this important is here the customers they serve to a these in internet retailing they serve to a larger market than the physical store. Next one is a service retailing. Name itself says retailing of service. What are the services here? Here the different types of services like restaurants, hotels, bars, all comes under the service retailing. What it is? Retailers not always sell tangible goods. Retail offering also consists of services. When a retailer deals with services, the process is called service retailing. Okay, when the retailer is dealing with the services, it is called service retailing. For example, restaurants, hotels, bars, all comes under the service retailing. Okay, next one is here functions of retailing. Okay, very important it is. Retailers have many important functions to perform to facilitate the sale of products. Okay, these functions are, first one is here sorting. Retailers balance the demands of both sides by collecting and assorting the goods from different sources and placing them according to the customer's needs. What the retailers do? Retailers balance the demands of both the sides by collecting and assorting the goods from different sources. Okay, retailers are purchasing or collecting, assembling the different types of goods from different sources in a single place and assorting them. Okay, sorting them in a different quantities, different shapes, sizes, okay, all different features. Like this they are assorting the products. Okay, retailers balance the demand of both sides by collecting and assorting the goods from different sources. Next one is here breaking bulk. Retailers buy the goods from manufacturers and wholesalers in sufficient large quantities but sell to the consumers in smaller quantities. Okay, breaking bulk means in big quantities, large quantities, retailers are going to purchase the goods from the wholesalers or the directly manufacturers, but to sell the products to the customers they are breaking the quantities, means in large quantities they are making the smaller quantities, like in 1 kg 2 kgs. In retail stores we can purchase the goods. Okay, that is called breaking bulk. The third function of retailing is channel of communication. Since the retailer is having direct contact with the customers, it becomes the channel of communication between the customers and the manufacturer. Manufacturer directly they can't contact to the customers, but retailers are directly contacting to the customers, and these retailers becoming the middleman, or we can say channel of communication between the manufacturer and the consumers. The next one is your marketing. As we know, retail stores are the final channels where the actual decisions are made. They are the final intermediary or final member in the channel of distribution, who are directly selling the goods or marketing the goods to the consumers. Okay, next is here types of agent middleman. We can see here agent or middleman. There are different types of agents or middlemen. First one is here brokers. Here brokers. A broker is one who bargains for another and receives commission for his services. A broker is a person who bargains for another, not for himself. Okay, he is bargaining for another person. Okay, for this bargaining or for giving these services, the broker is getting some amount of commission. Okay, that commission is called as here commission to the broker is called brokerage. He is paid brokerage for his services. The commission or the broker who is bargaining the product means he is not selling the product to the ultimate consumers, but he is acting as a middleman between the manufacturer and the consumer. He brings buyer and seller to the negotiating process. Factor. A factor is a mercantile agent to whom goods are entrusted for sale by a principal. He takes physical possession of goods though he does not obtain ownership of the goods. A factor sells goods in his own name without revealing the name of his principal. Means here the manufacturer giving, or we can say here transferring the physical possession of the goods to the factor or the agent called factor, but ownership of the goods is not transferred. The factor has to sell the goods to the consumers on his name only, but he can't reveal the name of the manufacturer here. Okay, for that he is getting some amount of commission. This is the second type of middleman. Third one is here commission agent or consignees. A commission agent buys and sells goods on behalf of the principal for a fixed rate of commission for all his transactions. What it is? A commission agent or here consignee is an agent who buys and sells goods on behalf of his principal for a fixed rate of commission. He is getting some amount of fixed rate of commission, but he is selling the goods to the customers by the name of manufacturer itself. He is acting as an agent only. All risks connected with the transaction are borne by the principal. As he is revealing the name of the manufacturer or his principal, the risk, whatever the risk involved in that, is borne by the principal only. The next type of agent is dull creditor agents. These agents who guarantees to the principal the collection of cash from the credit sales. Means here in case of credit sales, the dull creditor commission, extra commission is given to the agents for the dull creditor agents. It is means what dull creditor commission is for taking the responsibility of collecting the cash from the customers. Okay, he is having or he is taking the responsibility of payment of cash by the customers. If they do not pay, if the customers don't pay the amount who has purchased the goods on credit basis, that loss should be borne by the agents itself. For these services, he is getting some amount of commission. The agent is getting some amount of commission, that is known as del creditor commission for the risk bearing. The next one is here auctioneers. Auctioneers are agents who sells goods by auction on behalf of their principal. Auction sale is made through a notification to the public on behalf of their principal or on behalf of the some other person. These agents are auctioning on behalf of their principals. For this, they are getting some amount of commission. These auction sales is made through a notification to the public. Through notification, the publics are come to know about the auction sale. Next comes here warehouse keeper. A warehouse keeper accepts goods for the purpose of storage in his warehouse. Just for storing the goods in the warehouse, these type of agents are working. He should exercise reasonable care and diligence in the storage of goods. The warehouse keeper has to take the diligence and care for that goods which are stored in the warehouse. He is entitled to a payment for his service. For giving this warehousing services, this warehousing housekeeper is getting some amount of payment. He will have lien on the goods in case the payments for his services remain unpaid. He is having the total control over the goods. If the if the payment is not paid to him, he is having the lien on the goods. Okay, these are the 6 commissions. Okay, hope you understand this video. Thank you for watching. Here we ends with this 5th unit, that is distribution channels and sales promotion. Thank you.